Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my sort of weekly review for this week's episode of Gotham, the television series that is for Season 3, Episode 13. It's called Smile Like You Mean It. And spoiler warning if you guys have not seen this episode for Gotham as of yet. So this is the second episode we've seen for this half of Gotham, getting back into it now. Returned January 16th. Now we're up to January 23rd, which was Monday night when it premiered. So definitely wanted to do a review of this episode because this one was really great. Smile like you mean it. So the description reads, when the reanimation seemingly fails, Dwight cuts off Jerome's face and wears it as a mask as he leads a cult of Jerome fanatics to take over a news station. GCPD infiltrates the station and stops the cut, but Jerome awakens belatedly at GCPD Headquarters and abducts Dwight. Nygma, Barbara, and Tabitha manipulate Cobblepot into believing the other crime bosses have turned against him and taken Nygma captive. Bruce agrees to pay Maria's debts to Cole, but Selina becomes furious upon discovering the whole thing was a con. Maria and Cole ran together, and that Bruce even suspected this but didn't want her to learn the painful truth. After reattaching his face, Jerome knocks out Gotham's power by igniting explosives strapped onto Dwight's body, causing a citywide blackout, which was a pretty amazing ending sequence of the city as you get to see, you've got Jim on the roof, Gordon, and you look out and you see the city and the explosion, and then it all starts to black out and everything. So this Joker, this Jerome version of the Joker, I have been continually impressed with. I mean, they went in a weird direction that I really didn't see them going, which is the kind of Joker Death in the Family, kind of more recent modern take on the Joker, which is very dark, which has the Joker actually, getting his face removed, getting his face taken off. And oh man, it's quite the brutal look. They've done some action figures and stuff, and I haven't purchased any of them because seeing Joker with kind of his face stapled back on is pretty brutal. To see them do it at this stage of Gotham was really unexpected for me. I'm watching it through, and you see him start to cut the face, and I'm like, oh no, they're not going to go for that look, are they? So what they do, Dwight cuts the whole thing off, and then afterwards he kind of gets it back and he staples it back in together, which is really dark. But on a positive note, we've never seen that kind of done. As dark as that is, and it's dark. I mean, you see someone's face get cut off, even if it is the Joker, even if it is Jerome, it's still really, really dark to see. And man, that really took me by surprise that they went that route and they went for it. And it was a pretty epic episode, to be honest. I love to see the kind of the news station being taken over. It's a really cool take on the Joker. I really like this kind of younger version of the Joker. The kid that plays Jerome does an amazing job, even from when he he kind of comes back to life and everything in the short amount of time he has in this episode, because majority of it he's sleeping and gets the face cut, and he starts waking up near about the second half of the episode, and at the end he gets some pretty cool parts to wrap up the episode at a nice climax right at the end by killing Dwight. And I also like how it had a lot of Dark Knight feels to it, because the way that Jerome is portrayed reminds me a lot of the Heath Ledger Joker. It's very similar to Ledger's Joker. It's its own thing too. It's not like a copycat, which is good. It's kind of like it has subtleties that remind me, his voice and the way he talks and everything. It reminds me very similar of Heath's Joker, but its own unique take. So he doesn't feel like he's a copycat. He doesn't feel like he's, living under Heath's shadow trying to portray the Joker and it being kind of an inferior version or something. It feels like, okay, this is definitely its own version with the face cut and everything like that, Death in the Family, kind of modern look for Joker, the way he's been, at least in the last few years in the comics and a lot of the storylines, with the face missing and everything. So it's definitely its own thing, but it's at the same time if I had to compare it to an on-screen Joker, it's closest to Ledger's Dark Knight Joker, which is one of my all-time favorite performances by an actor ever. Maybe my favorite. It may be my favorite performance by an actor ever, especially going in, considering it was Ledger and all the stuff he had been involved in prior, like was it 10 Things I Hate About You and stuff. It's like, this guy's going to play the Joker? Outrage! Internet goes crazy, right? And then he kills it. So anyway, that's a tangent, but The Dark Knight has some heavy influences in this because Dwight is also in The Dark Knight, and he plays kind of one of Ledger's Joker fanatics or followers in that. And then in this one, it's kind of like he's not reprising his role, but it's very close to The Dark Knight. So I love that they chose him to play Dwight in this one, and that he was very similar, this kind of fanatic, crazy follower of Jerome, of the Joker, but not quite able to live up to the Joker. Like, even if he takes the face and he tries to act like that, and I love his portrayal too, because it doesn't quite feel like, okay, this is the Joker. He is Jerome. He is the Joker. No, it feels like he's second rank, and even Jim calls him out on it, calls him his understudy, which is good. So he gets killed off at the end of the episode, which was also good because you can't have him in there forever, and his purpose is really to get things started for Jerome and kind of this cult that has sort of followed him, which is pretty cool. So everything that happened in this episode with the GCPD, getting to see Bullock and Jim, and kind of the bluff was cool too with the phone and everything in the mall. Lee had a pretty cool part where she breaks the rules too, which I liked, because she just doesn't give a shit anymore, really. I'm even wondering why she's still showing up to work at this point. And, just everything with that and Jerome was crazy, especially when he kind of wakes back up and he's trying to find out from Lee what's happened, what's going on, and, his face is all missing. He's like, where's my face? Like, what happened to my face? Who's got my face? So, okay, we'll go there, and he finds out that Galavan is dead as well, twice over, like, died twice now, Azrael and the whole bit. And so, just everything that he had in this episode was fantastic. The ending was fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to this half with him being back alive now. I was really surprised when they killed him off originally. And I was like, what? So he's not the Joker? Or what? Or how did they kill him? You can't kill the Joker. I really liked the way they handled it. I thought it was really subtle. It was smooth. It was a nice transition of the story where it didn't feel abrupt. It didn't feel like, okay, he's dead, and all of a sudden we're throwing it back in where he's alive. No, it was more gradual than that. And this kind of concept was brought in before by Hugo Strange in season 2, and kind of, can he bring someone back and this kind of thing, and now it's kind of the evolution of that. It's naturally carried through with the narrative, with the story, and I really have enjoyed that. So I'm really happy to see Jerome back. Really like the end of the episode with the lights going dim. Other stuff that's going on. So the Bruce thing was out. Also, that was a pretty good twist too, because I didn't see that Selina's mother was in on a con with Cole. That didn't occur to me. So that was a nice little twist in this episode as well too, which made that storyline a lot better, because I was feeling like that was a little dry. That was good, and I actually like when Selina kind of attacks him and wants him to fight back against her, and he won't. I thought that was a touching scene. I really liked that a lot too. I thought that was fantastic. The only thing that I'm not quite feeling 100% is the stuff with Nygma and the Penguin, Cobblepot. That stuff, I'm like, I don't know. Barbara and Tabitha kind of manipulating with Nygma in there, and him acting. I did like when he's acting like he was captured, and then Penguin doesn't have any idea what's going on. He's all like, and then his guys start getting whacked by Barbara and Tabitha. So that was good, but I don't know. That whole kind of storyline recently, I've been kind of like, it's okay. It's okay. That's probably the weakest part of the episode for me. But everything else, especially the stuff with Jerome, he absolutely steals the show. I love when he's breaking down Dwight's performance, and he's like, no stage presence, no pizzazz. He's like, he doesn't have it. So, he's not Jerome as much as he wants to try to be. So in terms of the score for this episode, I'm going to give this one a 9.7 out of 10. This episode killed it for me. I love this episode. I wasn't even going to review it, but after I saw it, I'm like, I got to post a review for this. I don't give a shit if nobody watches it. I just want to do it because I felt like the episode was amazing. I really feel like Gotham, it should have more fans. It should have more viewers than it does. 3.6 million views an episode. really, after an episode like this, getting to see this for Batman fans and having, I really feel like Jerome's Joker is a worthy Joker. Like, I really feel like, it's something you can look at and say, okay, that was actually a really, really good Joker. It was definitely not a weak, forgettable Joker. Maybe like, I don't want to talk about Suicide Squad, but anyway, let's move on from that. But excellent episode. I loved it. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. Write your comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this episode of Gotham and Jerome's Joker. Really incredible, in my opinion. And just let me know everything, guys. If you're new and you want to subscribe, bottom left, click the subscribe to see more reviews of Gotham in the future when I get around to doing them. Can't promise I always do them night of, because again, Gotham is something I do for fun. It's not really a priority. Not that many people are interested, but I enjoy doing it, and I will continue doing it when we have time. When we have time. So for this one, see you guys again soon. It's Trev saying peace. Later, guys. I'll see you soon.